No, marriage is not the place that physical intimacy, sex goes to die. This was the title of an article that I was reading about. Is marriage, is marriage, does marriage mean the death of sex? And, a lot of people think this, and that's part of the problem, because that is not what's going on. I'm Lesli Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And the truth of the matter is that physical intimacy, good sex, is a combination of a lot of things. And when the focus is only on the end product as opposed to how you got there, you're probably going to suffer some challenges. And arguments about sex and money are the two biggest arguments that go on in marriages. And, part of it is because people do not understand how either of them really, really work, and the role that they each play in a successful marriage. And the big issue with physical intimacy in marriage, well, there are a couple of them. The first one is if the only time you touch each other, or the only time you reach out and be affectionate with your partner is because you want to have sex, your partner's going to know it, and it's going to feel highly transactional, and they're going to shut you down. And this happens in a lot of marriages. And for the most part, the men that I work with, my clients, yes, they find their wives incredibly physically attractive, and they want to have this great level of intimacy with them. It's not really all about sex. It's actually about that deeper connection. And by the way, human beings need physical touch. We have lots of studies that show this. It's part of what happened during COVID, and people were isolated and not being able to be together with each other. And there's also a lot of things about how to be affectionate, how to touch each other in non-sexual ways. And a lot of it also has to do with the overall health of your relationship. If you are not spending quality time together outside of the bedroom, it is going to diminish the amount of quality time you're going to be spending inside of the bedroom, because we need to feel connected to each other. This is especially true for women. Now, I'm not going to say that it's not true for men. I think that is a misconception that has been put on men, and that a lot of women hold on to, that somehow if he gets physically excited because we're cuddling on the couch, it automatically means he wants sex. He probably wouldn't turn it down, but that's not necessarily the reason why it's happening. It's just a physiological reaction if he finds you attractive. And the flip side is, physical intimacy, sex, needs to be enjoyable for both people. If it is only enjoyable for one of you, or it's only enjoyable for one of you most of the time, then the other person is not really going to be, oh yeah, let's go do that. And so there are so many building blocks to this. There's such a big part of it. And the research actually shows that married couples have more and better sex than single ones do. Now, if that's not true in your relationship, then it doesn't matter. All the statistics in the world aren't going to make any difference. If you are not having the physical, intimate life that you would like to have, how long are you going to wait to do something about it? I actually spoke with a man a few years ago, 50 years. He was not 50 years. I know it's hard. It's one of the hardest conversations to ever have with your partner. But if you don't talk about it, and mind you, I'm saying talk about it, not fight about it, we can't do anything about it. And being able to be open and have those conversations and be able to increase that level of intimacy and to want to be together. Because quite frankly, sex is an enjoyable activity, right? And if it's not enjoyable for one of you, there's a reason for that. And being able to look at that reason and being able to address that reason in a healthy way is how you build this. And so if this is what's going on in your relationship and you really want it to be different, then I invite you to get in touch with me. Don't wait 50 years or 20 years or even 5 years if this aspect of your relationship is struggling. Some people think, oh, it's just the phase that we're in life. But let me tell you, as you lose connection with each other, as you start putting other things in place and not spending quality time with each other, that phase is going to just go on and on and on until one of you decides, I don't want to do this anymore. And that is a really sad outcome for something that can be fixed. So again, I invite you to get in touch with me if this is an area of your relationship that you would like to improve. You can send me a direct message. You can email me at leslie@foundationscoachingnc.com. But please don't wait another day. Hopefully you found this helpful, and until next week, stay loving.